Hi there, working on an Applewood scoop today. So let me grab my marker again. I keep putting it where I'm not. And what I'm going to do is draw in some lines again for where I need to take this bowl down and the handle. It gives me an idea on how to rough it out. And I'll be using the draw knife today on the shave horse, which is basically a clamp that you hold down using your feet, foot powered. And I'll be taking the sides down on this bowl and shaping it and getting it nice and pretty. So I'm going to do it, I'll start on the other side so I don't take my lines off of that side yet. And I'll draw lines in on the other side. A lot of drawing going on here. So unsheath my draw knife. This is a smaller one, 3.5 inch, and I've had it for many years, and so far it's doing pretty good. I step on the clamp this down, and I'm pulling on this, and I can pull with both hands, and I can't pull that free. So that's perfect. That's what we want. I'm going to take this down, this bowl, and round it off like it's supposed to be, and then I'll work on the handle next. And these are nice tools because you can take a lot of wood out really quickly. Applewood is not a soft wood. It's a fruit wood, and it is softer than some hardwoods, but it's a hardwood. If you've ever burned apple, you know how long it lasts. It's a good burning wood, and it's a good solid wood. But it has lots of knots usually, and turns and twists, and it's just one of those things where you got to know which way the grain's going and try to work with it as much as you can. I just hit a knot right there. Hopefully I can power under that one. Okay. If you want Popeye forearms, this is how to get them. A lot of work on the hands and the arms. Okay, so right now I did this side. You can see it's coming along pretty well, rounding off nice where it meets the handle. This is the neck of the spoon. It's nice and smooth there. I know it's hard to see in the lighting in here, but there's no big gouges or anything. It's really pretty. So now I got to do this other side the same way. So I'm going to flip it over, put her in the clamp her down nice and hard, follow my marker lines from before, take a little off that front. And then start working it. Now if you get a spot where it wants to push in but the wood's not coming out, you're going the wrong way. Then you got to take a little bit out from the other direction, get her nice and smooth, then go back a little bit past where you were to go the other way. That's a grain change. You always want to work the right way with the grain, or it could be catastrophe waiting to happen. if you've never worked with a draw knife, they are a wonderful tool, and you can use them in a couple different ways. Very, very well worth the money. They are one of the tools you can do about anything with. There's a lot of different stuff. Originally they made something called a spoke shave, which was used to make spokes for the old wagons in the old days. And they had people that would shape the spokes out using the spoke shaves. Well, the draw knife's similar. It was also used for taking bark off of trees, and been around a long time. There's a lot of different designs, types. I've got a little one. It's good for wood carving. I actually got 6 or 7 of them now, different types. This is my go-to for working on a shave horse with a spoon. And you can see why. It doesn't take long to round these off. So I got her pretty well. I got to round the bowl off too. And then we work on the handle. And we work on the top of the bowl, which I'm going to redraw my line again. And draw it down below the gouge I have in the top of this piece of wood. So it's going to have a line coming from, you can see where I got to take all the way down to. So what I'm probably going to do is work on that real quick, because I can always do the back next. Just got to get it in there, nice and snug. She's not going nowhere, I tell you. Alright, so now I can take, I don't want to take the very front off of the bowl, which you can't see because the camera's too far back, so I'll move it up this way. The very front here, I've got a green line on top where my rounded part of the bowl is. I don't want to take that off yet because I want to still round that front edge when I flip this over. So what I'm going to do is start about a 1/4 inch back and just start taking down a little bit here. Try to take down a little bit off each side. And what that allows me to do is then take out the center, so that I'm not trying to take the whole thing out at once, just a little bit at a time to get it started. And it seems to eat it away pretty well. My draw knife's got a little bend to it because I've used it for so many years that it's getting a bend in the center. So got a little bow to it, but that's fine because you're going to take the center of the bowl out anyway. That's where you got to remove it with a gouge. You can see that I still have that gouge here, and I got one over here. So I'm going to keep going until this is gone, until it's flat, nice and smooth like this here. Wedge that back in there, back at it. Now you're probably wondering why every once in a while I flip this draw knife. And there's a reason for that. Just like with any chisel, you have one side with the bevel, and then the other side is flat. Okay? The flat side you can use to very gently smooth because it doesn't dig into the wood. The bevel side digs into the wood, so use that for removal. So every once in a while I want to use that other side just to smooth it up a hair or have it meet a cut without digging in. So if I'm digging down this way, going toward the handle, and then I got to come back this way to remove all this, if I use that flat side up, it'll cut to that mark and take all that off. But it won't cut in. If it does cut in a little bit, it's not a big deal. It's not as bad as if you were just to be like going gung-ho on it and gouge the heck out of it. Alright, now, still got a pretty good gouge, but now it's toward the top of the bowl. So, I'm going to take that down a little too, but show you what I got. So right now, gouge here, gouge there, but you can see I've got knots in the center. So they've been giving me a hard time, but you can see that the spoon is starting to take more shape. Okay? So, it's coming along.